I'm Autumn from Island Heart Vintage, and this is part of a Summer Vibes collaboration hosted by Jamie Ray Vintage. You can watch all our friends' videos by checking the playlist below down in the description box. To purchase products used in this video, you can go to islandheartvintage.com or visit my booth at Lander Street Vintage in South Seattle. I purchased these at a garage sale near my house. They're solid maple and they were only $5 each. I prepped them over a year ago by sanding down the tops. Then I waited for inspiration. I wanted a driftwood look, so I'm using DIY Old and Gray liquid patina. I use a sponge brush and do thin coats. I wipe off the excess in between coats to avoid the brush strokes and repeat until I get the look I want. I didn't like these handles, so I took them off and filled the holes with plastic wood and sanded them down a bit. I'm using DIY paint frosting to thicken up this bohemian blue paint. You really only need a tad. I used more than I needed to. I'm using the IOD silicone blades to spread the thickened paint over the mermaid scales and mermaid magic stencils from JRV. I've applied a base coat of DIY pedal pusher over the raised stencils. Now I have Farm Fresh and Old 57 in the same tray, and I'm using a chip brush to add the two colors in a blended ocean look. Very little paint is needed for dry brushing. Dab your brush in the paint and then remove most of it. I'm using DIY paint in Sandy Blonde. I used the Iron Orchid Designs seashells mold with air dry clay to create the shapes, then glued them onto wooden knobs and painted them in the same ocean colors. I'm applying DIY clear wax with a DIY wax brush. It brings the colors out and seals the paint. Let it dry overnight, then buff to a buttery sheen. When drilling holes for new knobs, use a drill bit that is slightly larger than the screw. I thought I was done, but something was missing, so I got out IOD's Seashores stamps to make the top pop. The stamps come with masks. Watch and see how I use them. Keep in mind when laying out your design that the shapes you do first will be the most prominent. Go through all the masks and take out all the ones that you're going to need for the pieces that you're using. Here we have IOD inks in Ocean Deep and China Blue used with the IOD stamp pad. Shake the ink well before refreshing your stamp pad. I'm cutting up an IOD thin mount. The stamps stick to it and help place the stamps by using the grids as a guide. It also makes them easier to hold on to. Hover over where you want to place the stamp. Place it gently, then don't move it or you'll have a smudged impression. Hold it still with one hand while applying light pressure with the other, then switch hands. Pull it off straight up after applying. IOD ink takes a while to dry on a sealed surface. Make sure your impression is dry before you start using the masks on them. I always wipe my stamps off right away with a baby wipe or an alcohol wipe. That way they'll be ready to go when I need them again. IOD ink does not need a top coat, but I wanted to give this piece one last finishing touch, so I used a paper bag to smooth it out and applied our DIY Big Top top coat.
Yesterday there was sun and there